Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Amplify, where we like to spotlight people that are fancy. My wonderful guest, Raveen Phifer, with She Mortgage Consultant, founder, CEO. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank
I'm
you.
so happy for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Welcome. And you folks, one of the reasons why I'm so happy for Raven is because Raven definitely she's been on Amplified before. She has gone out on her own. I'm very proud of her. I cheer for her. And prior to us starting the recording, she let me know she's going to MBA.
I am.
And we all know that MBA is a huge conference for us. It's like people call it the Super Bowl, obviously, of our industry. So, how's been the journey so far? I want you to give us a little update, but also what's the plan and goal for
Yeah.
MBA during there?
Okay. So the journey so far has been an interesting one. And I totally get this, right? So I'm having a lot of great conversations, but I'm also kind of in that stage where I'm almost having to do that extra step to get people to have conversation. And I understand why, right? So I'm a new organization coming to this space where everyone kind of knows everyone at this point. So now everyone's kind of questioning, right? Who I am, what I do, my background, things like that again, which I totally understand, right? So that's been a journey. And as far as MBA goes, so my goal for MBA is very simple. I am a new business owner. I have a new organization in this mortgage space, right? I'm really just trying to put myself out there like I've been doing. Everybody who watches your videos and fintech videos, things like that, they've been seeing me on all these things. I'm really just trying to put myself out there, what I do, who I am,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
I will say this, I have quite a few meetings already lined up, so I'm so excited about that. Let me show you. I have this prepped and ready.
Okay.
Is my meeting jar, okay? These
Oh,
yeah. So I'm so inspired by this. When I get up in the morning and I look at this, it pushes me a little bit more. So I don't know if you can see this. I have purple and I have red. So the purple
yeah.
are meetings that I've had great conversation with. The reds are maybe not right now. Check back with me in a couple of weeks or things like that, right? But this right here is just a reminder for me to just keep going, right? So a couple of my MBA meetings have been dropped in this bucket here. I'm really excited. So excited.
So happy for you. And
Thank
that
you.
is so cool. That is such a cool idea because a lot of us are visual. We need an optic reminder, right?
Mhm.
But what led you to do that something like that?
Because starting a new business is really hard. Okay. And like you said, people are visual. I needed to see a representation of the work that I am doing because I can sit here all day and say, I'm having great conversation. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Right. But if I can visually see this again, it gives me another push. It gives me, it almost gives me validity, right? So I can sit here and I can say, okay, great. I have about 60 purples and about 30, 20, about 25 reds, right? So I'm like, those red guys, I know I need to circle back to, but those purple ones are kind of giving me that push to keep moving forward.
I I love the idea. It's so creative and I might have to implement that myself in some
It works.
other way. Is there a meaning behind the colors, purple and red?
No. No. Nope, not at all.
Oh, that is wonderful. And
Yeah.
like I said, great idea. And these are the little things that motivate us as entrepreneurs as
Yeah.
we get started. Because one of the reasons why I'm so proud of Raven, again, before we started recording, she reminded me that she's been in our industry for 5 years. It just turned 5 years.
Yeah.
And for her to not only come into our industry, be a sponge, learn, stay, but then gather all that knowledge and move on to being on her own.
Mhm.
Wow. I mean, a lot of us didn't have the courage to do that in such a small time frame,
Yeah.
right? Um, So,
And I always say this, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
yeah.
Like I'm okay with that. I'm okay with, and I wouldn't even call it a failure. It's one of those things where, it just didn't work. I tried it and it didn't work. That's worst case scenario. Yeah.
And I know how fear or being scared can keep you complacent
It
and
does.
cripple you. And I tell people have the best ideas, Raven. They always share their creative ideas or what they're wanting to do. But I always remind people that the number one reason is, well, what prevents them is the executing part,
Yeah.
right? Again, they come up with so many ideas. The executing part is what cripples them. And it typically, when I dive further into the conversations, it's fear.
Yeah.
So I know this is just a question I'm throwing out there. Were you scared
I'm
when
still
you okay.
I'm still scared. But this is the thing. So quick fun fact about me, this. I
Yeah,
have my shoe line, right? So I have my own shoes.
yeah. Uh-huh.
um, and you know, that is just one of those things where you have to just do it. You do
Mhm.
not have to have a perfect script. You can learn as you go. There's certain things. Obviously, you need to come in with a arsenal of weaponry, but you can continue to learn as you progress. Like there's no rhyme or reason as to why you feel like you need to have everything down to a T before you jump in here and you figure these things out, because things are changing all the time.
They do all the time.
Mhm.
Nothing, and we're now in a time where it's constantly changing,
It's constantly
right?
changing.
Like almost every day, every week, every month.
Yep.
Technology has skyrocketed within our industry. AI has just really taken our industry to the next level
Yep.
in all channels. And so I the fact that you went out on your own and you admit you're still scared, but
So
you keep going. And I love that. I love that for her. I love that for us. And it's one of the reasons why Raven and I partnered together, and I cheer for her and I support her. And because I know, and we need each other,
yeah.
right? We can't do it alone.
Yep.
I tell people all the time, get yourself a core group, get yourself a tribe, look
Hmm.
at each other, check in with each other, call each other, do podcasting recordings with each
Whoa.
other, because it helps. It really does.
Yep.
So anything else planned for MBA? And really quickly, tell us what She Mortgage Consultants is and does.
Yeah. So first, what She Mortgage Consultant does, we basically and I'm going to put this in the simplest terms, right?
Okay.
We sit down, have conversations with lenders. We try to understand their tech stack and exactly what they have going on internally, right?
Mhm.
From there, we look at all of their technology that they're having, whether they're looking to change, whether they're looking to amplify, right? Their new, their their current tech stack and things like that. So we kind of help them validate the processes and things that they have currently, and then we look, and ultimately, as far as I've done so far, we've actually removed technology that they thought was working for them, and then we have added new technology, right? So I have all of these partners with all of these different vendors that I kind of help and guide and put them in the right positions, right? And I try to tell people all the time, I don't have a specific product myself. Okay. But
Right.
I look at it from a cybersecurity architectural standpoint, and then I look at it from a user, day-to-day user's perspective, right? And so that's the way that we kind of gauge and determine which technology works for them now and for the next 5 to 10 years, right? A lot of times I've heard lenders and clients say that they have got this piece of technology because it worked right then and there. And like you mentioned earlier, technology and processes are changing all the time. So
Yeah.
that technology that they got last year no longer works now because it doesn't grow with them. Unfortunately, a lot of the vendors, um, they have their reps sit on the call, and their reps are say, yeah, we can do this, we can do this, we can do this. But in reality, it's not the truth, right? It's not the truth, nor do they have it on the roadmap for the next 3 years. You know, sometimes, a lot of the times, I'm going to say, a lot of times vendors are almost forced to do certain things, when I actually try to partner with vendors that are actually doing things proactively and not reactively.
Nice.
So,
Nice. And you're right,
yeah,
because they are sometimes just trying to get a sale.
yeah,
And
that's
they,
exactly what it is. Not sometimes, that's exactly what it
yeah,
is.
say, girl, my bad. Sorry. But they want to get a sale.
Yeah,
However, there is a right and wrong way to go about it. Let's
yeah,
just be honest.
yep,
And things are changing.
yep,
And your product or service should be able not only to help with the current issue that they're trying to solve today, but then hopefully for the ones to come in the
absolutely,
future as well.
absolutely. And
And
I'm sorry, go ahead.
go ahead, hon. Go
Oh,
ahead.
I just got started getting excited. So, you know, and funny thing is, I'm going to say this, and this probably, you know, goes without being said, but I had a client ask me, well, Raven, how do you know what's going to happen in 5 to 10 years? I said, that's exactly my point. I don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen, nor do the vendors know what's going to happen. But you have to partner with vendors and personnel that's actually willing, and they're watching and they understand how these things work, and they have platforms and systems and processes that are willing to grow and willing to make those changes with you.
Yes,
So,
all of it, all of
mhm,
it. So look for Raven at MBA. She will be there.
yeah,
I will link all her contact information in the post so you can connect with her. I encourage her. I encourage you to follow her on LinkedIn. And she is someone who is going places and doing things, and you need to be connected to Raven. Thank you so much for being a guest, and thank you everyone for watching another episode of Amplify. Bye.
thank you.